We're trying a new format here. Our episode about talk shows.
Ruminations. Our talk show about talk shows.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, we're trying to expand something.
We'll see. We're expanding people's minds. Oh, I got a really long description for this one.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, bear with me. It's an Egyptian mummy searches Cairo for the girls he thinks is his lost long princess. That's all I got. There's a movie that's on my list now, or at least a couple, because of the woman that's in this movie, but we'll talk about that later.
I have to say that the film that I always thought was The Mummy was probably the second film.
Really? Oh, was it like 50s or was it the...
Yeah, no, because my concept in my head was always The Mummy was walking around like this, right?
Maybe that's from Abbott and Costello.
None of that. None of that happened here.
No.
This was an incredibly sophisticated, incredibly made film, and I have to tell you, the most obvious thing was the girl.
She had really nice peepers.
She was amazing. I mean, every moment that this woman is on the screen, you're just riveted to her. And I swear, you know, she didn't have big breasts. She had a very small frame, and every movement that she made, everything was all about sex. I mean, I'm telling you, she was the sexiest thing I've ever seen, and she was so good. And I looked up her history to find out.
Yeah, I was sweating watching her. I was like, oh my God.
Seriously.
No, she had really pretty eyes. Her eyes were
her eyes were just gorgeous. And the thing is she could emote so well and go in and out of her character. And I mean, basically Boris Karloff has you know, he isn't, you just barely see him at the beginning looking like a mummy, and he goes off screen. And when he comes back, he's this mysterious scholar of that is an advisor to the Cairo Museum, and as an advisor, he's just, I mean, him and the girl. I mean, there's certain parts where he's trying. She is
talking about his Ardith Bay.
Yeah, I mean, she.
Well, did you notice how he kind of stopped? I don't know if he was doing this. Does he have a speech impediment? Because when he was doing this character Ardith Bay, he kept saying, "Hello, my name is Ardith Bay."
Ardith Bay.
Like it was very like this. Like he said his S's like this every time. I don't know if that was. I don't know if he talks like that or if he actually was putting that on.
But it's so worked. The thing is, this movie is so much better than I remember, and I keep thinking to myself, maybe I never saw the original. I saw one of the.
I know what you were thinking of. There was a Mummy 1911, so when you were a teenager, you probably saw that one. Oh, sorry, that was easy.
In the theater, right?
Right.
Wow.
For a hay penny, or whatever, for a penny.
For a penny. Going all the way there, buddy, huh? You just keep on driving, and eventually you're gonna right off the dock into the lake.
So I didn't have any image because I don't think I'd ever seen The Mummy. I don't think I did. I don't think I ever saw this one. So I must have seen one of the follow-ups like you did.
I was shocked at how good it was. I mean, the production values are amazing.
There was no comedy. It was all it wasn't horror either. It was drama, and it was not really any special effects. It was just very slow burn drama.
You know what? It was more like a supernatural thriller.
Yeah.
You know? But I have to tell you, that woman. I kind of looked her up.
What's her name? Zeta Johann.
Zeta Johann. I kept thinking to myself that why didn't I see her in a lot more films? Because
I did the same thing.
She was so sexy, and here's what I found out is she did a lot of theater.
Yep.
A lot of theater.
Well, she stopped. So I'm actually looking at. I have it up right now. So her first movie was 1931. So she did one in 1931, two in 1932, and like three in 1934. Oh, 33. And then one in 34, and then stopped because she went back to theater. And then she did one in 1986. There's a huge gap between 34 and 86.
Oh, yeah. Then one towards the end of her life. But in the meantime, she married so many of the bigwigs.
Right. Yep.
Of the business at the time, and I kept thinking to myself that they didn't want her out there.
Well, she was married to John McCormick and John Houseman.
Yeah.
And somebody else. I'm blanking. Bernard Edward Schneitz, I think is his real name.
I think most of these people were.
They were big wigs in Hollywood.
Big wigs in Hollywood at the time, and.
Well, she got divorced, so she was married like 3 times, but I think she might have gotten divorced, and that's probably why she went back to theater. She's like,
screw these people. I'm going back to theater.
Right, screw these people. But man, she's just absolutely gorgeous. Her face just lit up the screen like, and it's great. Is Boris Karloff to make him look that much more demonic? They had to put lights in his. They had to shine little,
behind
lights in his eyes. This, and she did it just by going.
Yes, exactly.
You know, there was a definitely competition on screen as to who had the more charisma, and I gotta tell you, when those two were on screen, there was absolutely nothing else that I saw.
Right, yeah. Well, I noticed some good smoke in the background, I think from a candle or something.
Oh, when you were looking at the TV screen, he had
where he was watching.
He had a pool, and the smoke that they did in the pool, was excellent.
Well, even in that room where there was some like candles or something, there was smoke coming off of them. It looked really good.
Yeah, but they did a really they were really doing some amazing looks in there. Yeah, it was great.
No, I thought it was great. I just thought it ended kind of suddenly because if I'm telling this really interesting story and I have you locked in and interested, and then I'm like, oh, and yeah, he died. Okay, that's it. That's how I felt with this. It kind of ended abruptly. Yeah. It was like,
he died pretty easily. I had to say, it was like, oh, okay, well, yeah,
But I just thought it was kind of
wasn't even actually alive.
I felt like there was this long build up, and just right after the climax, boom, that's it. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm going to give this a 3.9. Really? I am, because it was so good. I mean, I can't fault the film. I mean, the shots were just amazing.
No, I think it holds up today even. I think it's a well-done movie.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely holds up.
Well, I just think, so if you take the story though, what's amazing about this is if you take the story and you read it, probably it'd be really boring. It's like, okay, but, and that's a big old but, I think this is so well done that it created this feeling, this mood that kind of like Dracula did, It added to the drama, and it had me from the very beginning through the end.
That was exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking that that it's funny because I had always thought in my mind, because I thought that I had seen this, I'd always thought that this was definitely one of the lesser of the original films I mean, of Frankenstein, Dracula, the Invisible Man, and the Werewolf, and the Mummy. Those are the classic universal horror films. But I have to say that I'd always considered this as the lesser one, and I think it's because I probably saw either the second or the third or something like that, because this film was iconic.
Yeah.
And that girl was iconic.
What's crazy is this is a year after Dracula. So you think it would be like as popular, but it seems like Frankenstein and Dracula are kind of the two that people talk about all the time.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fight for the Mummy now.
Right. Did you notice that they used the Swan Lake opening credits? They used Swan Lake like they did in Dracula too. I was like, what other movie did I use that for? And I looked it up and said they used it in Dracula.
Yeah, they used it in Dracula, right? Yeah.
I guess it's a weird song to use though, but I guess that's what they had available probably.
Well, yeah, it was a early version of Free. Early version of Free.
Right. Well, I think overall, I think that the whole overall movie was great. I thought Karloff was awesome in this. In fact, I thought he was better in this than Frankenstein. A lot better. But I don't know. I've seen him in other stuff too later on where he's not so great.
Right. But this one, particularly his physical appearance, he's super skinny, and they've got him dressed in something that is right down, just hangs on him like a plumb bob from his shoulders straight down to the ground.
Well, I also like how he was walking, like how stiff he was. In fact, it was better they didn't have his arms out, because he had his arms down and he was just like, I just like being touched. It's an Eastern prejudice.
It's an Eastern thing, Then
I was surprised he was able to sit down. I'm like, wouldn't you be really like, oh, okay, I don't want to sit down. Right. No, thank you. No, I'll stand.
But his entire...
Hey, I think I actually have the only impression I could do is Boris Karloff as the mummy, as Ardith Bay. Excuse me, I dislike being touched.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I think you should take it to Broadway.
I think I will. And who needs special effects? We don't need it. So this blows Brendan Fraser out of the water. I think that mummy's kind of lame, actually, personally.
Oh my God. I've always thought, I've never liked the mummy. The first one with Brendan Fraser was probably, it was passable for a bunch of children or something. It
was very silly, yeah. It was a kid's movie for sure.
For being really silly, but boy, as far as the Mummy goes, I mean, this has brought a whole new concept of the bar has been raised so high for me. I feel bad that here I am at 64 and realizing that the Mummy was a really great film.
Really
Who knew? I didn't. Obviously, I didn't.
Yeah, I think I gave this a really high rating too. I think I'm at 4.9, probably, like you are.
Oh yeah. I mean, just really just crazy stuff. I respect, and I'm horny for that girl, man. That
I was like, whoa, she's kind of hot. And then I looked up. I did the same thing you did. I said, why haven't I heard of her? And I looked it up. It's like, oh, she did like 8 movies. And now I want to see some of those movies. I'm like, I gotta check those out.
I want to see her in some of those movies.
There's one that looks really interesting. The Sin of Nora Moran. It looks really interesting, and apparently it won some awards or something. I'm not really sure, but I definitely want to see that one.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I want to check her out because I want to check her out.
No, so I think we should go back, and there's got to be some more movies we've missed.
Plus, I mean, through most of it, she was wearing this gravity-defying top.
Yes, my favorite shot was the shot from behind her, where you can see like her bare back.
Right.
Not to get too graphic.
Oh God, yeah, just as just.
I should have beeped that. Her bare.
Her bare.
But yeah, so no, I thought it was great. There was some humor for me a little bit because I was like, don't they realize how how odd this guy is. This creepy
Really,
guy that's
really,
like
when
the
they
expert.
first saw him, well, and and that thing of where it comes out just in a discussion that
Right.
that oh well you know who that was, right? Well, that's I'm a hotep.
Yeah.
Come
3,000-year-old dead guy. No big
come
deal.
back to get his chick, and then the other guy goes, "Oh, is that why he looks
Yeah.
like he did it?
Oh, it's a love story. I get it.
Oh, I get it now." Yeah, there was a certain aspect of that. It was like nobody like stood up and went, "Oh my God, you know that guy's dead."
Right. Oh, and the newspaper versus papyrus. I mean, wouldn't they be smart enough to burn papyrus if they were trying to?
Right. That was like, wow.
Oh boy.
It was a long way to go around for what they were trying to do, but you know, it that would be sort of like him having a birthday, Boris Karloff having a birthday and bringing in a cake with 3,900 candles.
I see. I kind of wish like somebody would make make this movie again, but make it like Mel Brooks or somebody do kind of
Oh God, yes.
3,000 candle. Oh, it's missing a candle. I'm actually 3,301.
Oh, 3,301 years old. I have 7 more cakes in the lobby.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I totally totally enjoyed this, and I totally enjoyed her. I mean, it was just. I swear, my wife and I were both like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, who is this lady?
Who is that? You know, why have we not heard of her before?"
I thought she died or something. That's why I was like, oh, I've probably never heard of her because she's probably dead, or she died in the 40s. You know.
Could have died immediately afterwards or something, but no. Turns out, it was the little death. She
Well,
she married producers.
maybe she hated film. Maybe she loved, theater. She taught some stuff too. I think she was a teacher.
Really? Oh,
I think she taught theater.
Man, I'd take her class. Guy, absolutely everything I say sounds exactly like what it is.
Right. Well, I was gonna say she could teach me.
Does this all sound sexual to you? Because it does to me.
Oh boy.
Ooh, yummy.
Oh, I just thought of an idea. Like, what if somebody redid the Mummy and they brought back Boris Karloff from the dead to play the Mummy again?
Yeah, and then they could have a scene sitting around going, "Well, yeah, but he's dead." Yeah, sure, he's great. He's dead. He's been there before.
See, this is what they do with Netflix. They all sit around and go, what kind of dumb movies can we make? Let me think. Because some of the stuff that Netflix puts out, I'm like, why?
Why?
I mean, I'm talking about the original movies they put out. It's like very hit or miss. It's like, they must sit around and come up with really dumb ideas. That's great. Give me another hit off that.
It's a crack pipe. It's more like this. What did I hear the other day? Is what's the difference? Five guys. They get drunk together, start a fight, and 5 guys that smoke a joint together, start a band.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
Fairly accurate.
Oh boy. Well, it's legal in most states, so.
Yeah, not in this one.
Right. Oh yeah, you're in the backwoods of Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Where half of the state voted for, actually 62% of state voted for Trump.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you notice that.
I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of that shit out here, man.
I'm just stating fact. I'm not really applying or judging anybody.
I have to tell you. No, but I do that all the time.
Actually, I am. I'm just trying to hide it.
You know, the thing is, now, I live pretty close to Nashville, and Nashville is a purple area. You know, it has
Right. Yep.
Trump and non-Trump, but the people that are like for Trump are a little bit more subdued. But if you go, even now, if you go driving out, you know, the further away you get away from Nashville, the closer you get to stupid.
I don't.
Well, what's funny?
You be driving out some of these roads out there, and and like these people are like they still have all kinds of Trump. You know,
Yeah,
you're going,
I know. Yeah.
You know
Well,
you
they
lost, right?
they have that. They actually around here they already have Trump 2024 signs up already.
Yeah, but that's just stupid. I mean that's not stupid. That's mouth breathing with a hand over your face.
Right. Oh, that's a good one. I have to remember that one.
Mouth breathing with a hand over your face.
Right. Well, it's weird. Is I lived in Tennessee like over 20 years ago, and I just remember politics was never like nobody really talked about it. And if you were a Republican or Democrat, nobody really cared. But I'm sure it's different now. It's like it's probably completely different now. So
I swear to God, I was. Of course, there are Biden stickers still all over my car, and I can leave them on because he won.
right.
Because he
Whoa,
won.
did he?
Yeah, he did. He did. So
Yeah, he did.
so I was in a a friend of mine had come in from Las Vegas, and he's sitting in the car next to me, and we pulled into like something at night, some like fast food thing, right? And we're getting a burger, and all of a sudden the guy behind me starts yelling,
Hey!
Finally, I stick my head out the window and I look back, and he goes,
Hey, man!
he says,
Uh,
I've
got a good sticker for your car instead of that Biden bull.
and Biden had won. And I yelled out that
I would rather, you know, have the sticker of the winner on my car.
Right.
and went ahead and ordered, and that guy yelled at me like constantly.
Oh wow.
Until we finally got our food and left.
I would have said I left my Bernie sticker at home, but thanks.
Exactly.
Because they hate Bernie more.
You really don't see many of those out there.
No.
Not many at all.
Poor
Okay,
Bernie.
well, we've drifted into politics.
I know that's weird. We're not doing a politics show.
No, or not much of one anyway.
I should bleep out like all the names so people don't know who we're talking about. It's like, well, blank won, beep won.
Beep won. Or you know what? Just eliminate. Go in and replace the word Washington and Abraham and Lincoln.
Oh boy.
I don't think that'll work.
No, it won't. Well, won.
Washington.
Won.
Uh-huh.
But I think that word that we've been using is a 4-letter word, the guy who lost.
No, it is.
I'll bleep his name
45,
out.
yes.
That's
Well-
actually, I miss Stephen Colbert being in. I don't like his show much when he's live. I've realized this now. I liked his show when he was just in that room by himself.
Right. Absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
awesome. And they started like using whenever they used, they would block his name out like it was a bad word. And I don't know, I just thought it was just funnier. I don't know why, but
It was interesting.
not to go off. It's totally a tangent there, but
Well, I got another tangent for you. It's interesting to see who was good in just the room
right, yeah.
and who wasn't. I mean, like for instance, Noah.
Actually, see what
The
I
Daily
knew you were going to
Show?
say him, and actually I
The
kind of
Daily
like.
Show is terrible. The
I like
Daily
some of
Show-
his stuff. I like some of it, but the way I watch Trevor Noah is I actually go on YouTube and I watch 3-minute clips of that show. So I only see like little
I just
segments.
stopped watching him.
I think some of his stuff is pretty good like that, but not as good as
But I think-
Colbert.
But I think his reaction was not as good. I found myself looking at Seth Meyers all the time.
Yeah, Seth
I
Meyers
thought
was good, but I got obsessed
thought
with. I never really liked Colbert, but now I'm like, I love Colbert now. It's like, but I don't like him live. He came back live, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
like him live. I did like him in his pieces, but Seth Meyers is the one that Maybe it's because nobody ever listened to him anyway.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Well, I guess I never gave him a chance in his room. Maybe I'll go back and watch some of the old episodes on YouTube.
no, he's good.
And then James Corden was suffering horribly while he was in his garage.
Yeah. The other guy that did really well. In fact, you couldn't even tell the difference. Was just
Jimmy Kimmel or
John, British guy, John.
I know who you're talking about, but
Friday.
oh yeah, that's on HBO, right?
Yeah, John.
I don't know his name because I don't watch it. I can't watch it because I don't have HBO.
Oh,
John Oliver, right? Yeah.
John Oliver.
Yeah.
John Oliver. It didn't even make a difference.
Yeah.
His stuff is too disturbingly on the nose to listen. That's why I get depressed. I only watch every third one of those things that he comes up with because it makes you want to take your TV and destroy it.
Well, I went down this rabbit trail one night and I started watching old episodes of Craig Ferguson. I loved him when he was on the air.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate him more now. I'm like, he was definitely out there, like not your average talk show host, which I appreciate.
Right.
Him and Conan O'Brien were like that.
That's well, yeah. That's what I appreciate. And Conan O'Brien, I always had to appreciate his stuff. But Conan O'Brien was like a bit much, though,
Yeah.
Like,
well, they used to be up against each other, and I'd always have this internal debate: do I watch Conan or do I watch Craig? Because I think I was in college, I didn't have a way to record it, so I watched Craig usually just because he was funnier, and he had a robot. Who doesn't like robots?
Well, who doesn't?
Jeff, the gay robot.
Whoa.
But I feel like we should release this as a separate episode. Our episode about talk shows.
Rumination. Our talk show about talk shows.
Right. We're trying a new format here. Tell us what you think.
We're trying. We're trying to expand something.
We'll see. We're expanding people's minds.
Okay. Well. Anyway, at least we're not expanding your waistline.
Well, I'm expanding mine, I think. But
well, yeah, so am I. But
I miss swimsuit season.
We're not doing theirs. We're not expanding theirs.
I was trying to lose weight for swimsuit season, and I didn't make it. But anyway, so I'm okay. Because we're in a heat wave, so I don't care because it's 102 degrees outside.
I'm working on 2023. Summer 2023.
There you go. That'll be. I don't care. I just grease myself up and go out in the sun. Whatever.
Grease myself up and swim. Aha.
Anyway, I don't know where we're going with this.
Yeah, you're gonna grease yourself up and swim the channel? Ah,
no, I think I'll stick with a slip and slide. That'd be more fun.
There you go. Okay, I think I've had enough of this.
I don't blame you. I have too. All right, go watch The Ghoul.
Hi, sir.
I think maybe we should just add The Ghoul. Let's just add The Ghoul.
I said goodbye. Good.